Hello again, everybody. Here for another Jund League. This time it's going to be Jund Shadow, which is going to be the second time I'm playing Jund Shadow. All of my Jund Shadow leagues are going to be in a single playlist on my channel, just as my regular Jund leagues are. So they should all be easy to find if more videos exactly like this are what you want. This is going to be the same list as the first Jund Shadow League. It's the list that Reduke did really well with about 3-ish weeks ago now. I did a few minutes of thinking on what I would want to change, and nothing really screamed at me. So I'm just gonna leave it as is for now, and then after this league, I'll hopefully be able to have a wrap up where I can reflect on what went well and what didn't. So, pretty standard list. Our fun of traverse targets are Grimflare and Lurrus of the Dream Den. Lurrus pretty standard, but I don't know that Grimflare is pretty standard in terms of the shadow lists. Obviously playing 4 Shadow, 4 Tarmogoyf, 2 Battle Rages to get over the top, and 2 Cling to Dusts as extra interactive cards. Sideboard still the same as last time. Again, not playing Bloodbraid Elf, so Damping Sphere not as much a liability as opposed to Alpine Moon. Also, we tend to be going faster than traditional Jund, so hopefully if we have to face Field of the Dead, we'll be able to significantly pressure them before it becomes a factor. Ashiok's still great, Spellbomb's still great. I think Fulminator Mage is selected in deck building instead of Pillage just because it's a traverse target. Fulminator Mage obviously can get Veil of Summered, but Pillage is much better when you can tutor for it with cards already in your deck. Brutality is still great. Veil obviously still absurd, and then Plague Engineer, just another cool thing that you can traverse for with your Delirium package. So let's take a look at today's metagame. It is August 18th, 2020. I don't remember exactly what the meta looked like the last time I recorded Jund Shadow specifically. But in recent times, Burn has been hovering between 5 and 8, but recently saw Lava Spike. Haha, Spike. Made that pun twice now, sorry. Recently saw Spike. It is now in 3rd, following Blitz, another really fast aggro deck, in 1st. Teamer Uro Piles in 2nd. Gruul finally broke the top 4. It is now in 4th. And we have a bunch of various various mid-range decks in 5 through 8, with the exception of Tron, which is kind of a mid-range control deck. Who knows what it is? It's just a monstrosity. We've got our hero Jund, not Jund Shadow though, in 9th, and Dredge in 10th. Haven't really seen that in a long time, but it's 10th apparently. And then Devoted Devastation, which we have seen a few times, and then Goblins, which we've seen every here and there. So that is what we expect to see. Let's go ahead and jump into a league. This hand's really close. We've got 2 redraws, ways to interact on 1. We're playing, I think, 21 lands, right? 19, okay, even fewer. This hand's really close. I mean, we don't have turn 1 Inquisition. There's no guarantee that Fatal Pushes are going to be good. Let's just ship it and be on the safe side. Alright, this hand immediately much better. Probably just gonna bin my 3rd land. I can operate pretty okay on 2, and if I draw a 4th, it's kind of bad. So unfortunately, still no Inquisition or Thoughtseize, but we can play the Seal of Fire. It's not guaranteed to be good, but it's something to do with our mana. So I will go Blood Crypt into Overgrown Tomb. So in our opponent's head, there's still a few things we could be. Jund Shadow, obviously a possibility. Somehow we hit Tron again. We always seem to get this matchup exactly in round 1. This Tarmogoyf is likely to be large very quickly, but I think I want to kill the map. Alright, so let's just get an Overgrown Tomb. We can take a land out of the deck this way. And let's just pop the map. Alright, so casting Abrupt Decay pretty much tells our opponent we're playing Jund Shadow. Don't think Black-Red Prowess or a Black-Red Burn playing the Incinerator would play an Overgrown Tomb and a Decay. Alright, Goyphopotamus. Let's hope they don't rip the natural Tron, or don't already have it. A lot we can't beat out of Tron right now. Like, if they just play a Karn and minus on our Tarmogoyf, we're gonna have a rough time. Mine, tower, power plant. Oh, redundant mine. Okay. So what you're saying is we have a chance. Okay, it's the Eldrazi variant. So I have the Seal of Fire to deal with that. It's possible I'm going to want the Dismember to deal with something a little bit larger. Fetching here puts me to 13. Shocking would put me to 11. Dismembering would put me to 7, which means I would have a 6/6 Shadow, which will outsize anything. It's not a given that I'm actually going to find the Shadow, so I think I'll just get a Stomping Ground tapped here. More likely than not, I'm going to use the Seal on the Reshaper. Don't think it's going to have a much better use. Geez, more land's not what we want to see. Warping Whale. Alright, luckily Warping Whale doesn't do a whole lot. I guess I'll take another land out of the deck. It could matter that if I draw Fatal Push, I'll want a way to enable Revolt. So if they have a Thought-Knot, I'll probably want to kill it. Let's just play a Tomb tapped and attack for 5. This Goyf's gonna have to be pretty good. Alright, so they'll get to Tron next turn. That'll be a lot of mana. They can still hold up a Warping Whale if they choose to. They may just cast a Warping Whale to create a blocker. Alright, well now they might just cast Warping Whale. Targeting the Inquisition. Or they could just make the 1/1. They probably don't care too much about this, especially since it might not hit anything. Alright, they're just countering it. Alright. Make Goyf a little bit bigger. I mean, this Goyf may be crunching through. I mean, Tarmogoyf is usually pretty good versus Tron. Eldrazi Tron. Regular Tron too, really. We just have to hope they don't have a ridiculous number of payoffs. Ugin the Ineffable will be problematic. Alright, there it is. Alright, so that gets to kill the Tarmogoyf. I doubt they're just going to make a 2/2. They should probably just get rid of the Goyf. Yep. Yeah, unfortunately our draw of, I think 4 lands, or... Alright, we hit 3 lands and an Inquisition. Right, okay. Alright, well that can be dismembered. We can't do it now though because it'll get countered. Jeez. Alright, well, it looks like we were never winning this game. I can dismember this, but I'm still losing to the Ugin. Just pretty unlucky there. Alright, Jund Shadow. Golgon's command probably going to be strong. I think I want the Fulminator. Plague Engineer can name Eldrazi. Don't think I want Damping Sphere versus the Eldrazi variant, although it might be good enough for buying me time. I think it's probably better versus Eldrazi Tron in Jund Shadow. Because like when you're playing Jund, you don't really expect it to kill before turn 5, but if you can like Thought Season the Damping Sphere into playing a threat on 3 and then kill him in like 2 or 3 turns, there's a chance that it buys enough time to like stop Tron. We're willing to give it a shot. Alright, I don't want to play Klings. I'm gonna cut an Inquisition. Has me needing to cut 3. Seal of Fire isn't going to do much. Don't think I want another cute Traverse target, especially when this one doesn't even outsize the Smasher. Decay doesn't hit a whole lot. Maybe just take that out. Let's give this a go. Alright, well, let's keep this. We can fetch Shock, Thought Seize on turn 1. If we brick and need to hit a land, we can cast Traverse to get a Swamp and then cast an Inquisition. Ooh, the opponent went with the 5, so we're doing all right here. Mold to 4, jeez. So hopefully Thoughtseize is pretty brutal. Alright, so Overgrown Tomb on the way. Alright, let's make your hand of 4 become a hand of 3. So I can take the Smasher now, or just take the map. Not really worried about the Smasher if they don't have access to mana, so let's just take map. This means Inquisition isn't going to hit anything. So maybe it was better to Inquisition first. But if I draw a land here, it's great. Alright, I don't. Definitely have to Traverse for a land. Make it a swamp. Alright, I can hold up Dismember. They go like Temple, Reshaper, I'll wanna Dismember it and then stick a big Goyf and or a Shadow. Not bad. Let's just start there. Just another Tarmogoyf. Alright, let's play Goyf. Can't even get Dismembered because that would add type number 5. That's probably good for me. Also good for me. So now I can dismember, paying 4 life, going to 9, and then I can cast a shadow. I guess I can bobble them to know if they're going to hit off of Reshaper. They're hitting a Karn. Alright, that doesn't actually matter. So let's dismember this now. It would have been awkward had I seen something just like another Reshaper. We did it. I expected to do it when we Thoughtseize an opponent on 4 cards, but still. It's possible you want to bring the Inquisition back just because Chalice of the Void is such a big deal. What will we take out for it? Damping Sphere is worse on the draw, but it stops the Blood Moons. Not the Blood Moons, the Tron. The Tron. It stops the Tron. And again, I think while I wouldn't really bring in Damping Sphere playing regular Jund, I think that since we're supposed to be killing them on turns 5 or 6, this could buy us enough time just to make sure they can't destroy us on turn 3 or 4 their self. I think Chalice is enough important that I'm going to want to snipe it even on the draw. Okay. It's probably a keep. So Fetch Shock, Thoughtseize into Fetch Shock does put us to 12, so we can play 2 Shadows on turn 2, and then have more life to pay as a follow-up. We don't want to be drawing more lands, though. That's pretty bad for us. They have the natural Tron. Alright, well I guess I'm gonna take Ugin the Ineffable. If they Tron on 3, which they will, they can Karn and then get something that costs 3, but I can't beat the Ugin. Just another land. Jeez. Alright, well I don't think I want to play 2 Shadows, because then they're just going to get a Blast Zone. It does get awkward though, because if they Karn and just have a single way to protect it, it's going to be pretty hard to beat. But as it stands, I don't think I want to just let them get a Blast Zone for pretty much free. More mana. Jeez, well that's a punish. Not going super well. I mean, we flooded 2 games and the opponent didn't have a game 2. We kind of had like a 0-game match here. Like no game was actually good. Pretty stupid, but I guess it is what it is. Push is a pretty good one though. Probably the best one. Can't get another Overgrown Tomb here. I could just get Stomping Ground, but I've got all these green sources. Let's just get another Blood Crypt. Tarmogoyf would be good. Another Shadow would be fine too. Alright, well we're 1 short of that being a Shadow. Unfortunately, we're just going to die to this Karn. They can just like get a Worm Coil and put it into play immediately. They might even have something better than Worm Coil, who knows. Bridge makes some sense. Unfortunately, there's nothing that we can traverse for that kills an artifact. Maybe we play... I don't think we play Ingot Chewer ever. That's got to be bad, right? We could play a Crater Maker, though. Crater Maker could be something. Just more lands. Jeez, we've been just getting ridiculously unlucky. Wow. That was insane. So we had 0 real games out of 3. That's pretty stupid. We're only playing 21 too, or sorry, 19. I think we had about 10 draw steps the entire match, and 8 of them were land. So I'm definitely thought seizing on turn 1. I don't have access to a Shadow, and I don't have access to the Bobble trick. So I think I'll Bobble them, because if we're playing something like Burn or Prowess, I may want to get basic Swamp to Thoughtseize. It's a Bloodstained Mire. That doesn't tell me much of anything. Alright, I guess we're going to go Overgrown Tomb, Thoughtseize. Oh, it's Dredge. Alright, well we can Shriekhorn. We can take the Shriekhorn to slow them down. We know they're drawing Mire. The Reunion's gonna be annoying, but Shriekhorn they can cast now. If we hit Inquisition or another Thoughtseize, we can take the Cathartic Reunion. We did not. We have Sorcery Land Artifact. Adding instant means that we get to Grim Flare. Well, Grim Flare will have Delirium, I mean. Odds we push something next turn are kind of high, and I may want to get basic swamp to do it. So I think I should get Stomping Ground now and just cast the Flare. Goyf may hit for more faster, but if they hit like Narcomoeba, I'm going to want to get in damage. Although that may be the thing that I push. I think for just damage race considerations, I should probably play the Tarmogoyf. Because their first blocker isn't blocking. That was a big... I made it really big. So they didn't hit another Dredger, but they did hit an Ox. Ox is going to be pretty strong. I think I'm just going to do the play I mentioned last turn, which is Fatal Push, play a Grimflayer off of a Swamp. This will make Grimflayer a 4/4 as well, so that'll block an Amalgam. Grows the Goyf too. So they have 2 natural draws now. I'm assuming this is Ox. They get to bin a bunch of stuff, probably dredge a bunch of stuff. Conflagrate, lots of dredgers, 2 amalgams, a creeping shell. More creeping shells. No Narcomoebas though to bring back 2 amalgams. We get pretty low though. Ooh, Cling to Dust. That could be good. How do I do it though? Kind of hard to not attack here. This has been a rough league. Yeah, really hard to not attack here. I think I'm gonna get in with the Grimflayer. Unfortunately, they have multiple Oxes, so I can't really stop it. I mean, I think I'm just on defense. I can Inquisition them. The issue is they're gonna have cards that they want to their hand's gonna be all things they want to discard. I think I just have to hold up the Cling to fight an Narcomoeba trigger. Like I need to find a Shadow and then probably a Battle Rage. They've already hit 3 of their Creeping Chills, I want to say. 2 of them. Alright, so I die to the other 2. Alright, they get Loam, right? Yeah, they can just Ox again. That'll like almost definitely dump the rest of their deck. And again, they've got 2 of them, so there wasn't really a way to stop this. Alright, they're targeting Arid Mesa, Cave, and Mountain. Let's get rid of their Cave. Yeah, let's fetch first. I'm gonna have to fetch anyway to make sure that I get to Cling again. And then I need to hit the cave or else they're gonna get to Dredge again immediately. Larissa's a lifelinker that lets us recast Bobble. That's right. Bloodgast happens. They get back all of their amalgams. 2 of them. I mean, Laris is going to get to effectively block 2 because it'll block 1 and then the lifelink will mitigate another. So we're still not dead, but we are weak to pretty much everything in their yard. Namely Conflagrate. Not gonna do it. Luris. Fortunately, we don't have any shadows in our yard or anything like that. We just died to the Conflagrate as it is, which I'm aware of. They're gonna mill whatever this is anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Getting the card's information doesn't actually do anything. Silver Smote Golem. Kalina's not bad here. We can gain 3 out of nowhere. Jeez, and there the Narcomoebas. Alright, I think we have to take the Conflagrate now. This puts us to 2. Ox again. Now they just need to hit any other creeping chills. Which they're likely to. We're dead. Ashiok should be good, clearly. Plague Engineer probably too. I think I like Brutality on the Plague because you can take the Cathartic Reunion. And the Nile Spellbomb I think is a little more obvious. Alright. Don't think I want Seal of Fire. I don't really have an ace to traverse for, so maybe I like cut one of those. Umoto's being laggy. Need to cut 6 now. I'm not liking Dismember as much. It can help me turbo out a shadow, but I think dismembering one thing isn't gonna do a whole lot. Decay could be okay. I mean, I guess this dismember kills the Ox, whereas Fatal Push doesn't. Maybe one is okay. Fatal Push really not that great anyway. Maybe what I should be doing, I think I have a theory. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be companioning Luris here, but then I can't be playing Ashiok, which sucks. No, I want to play the Ashiok. Let's do this. I think I want to keep some number of Street Wraiths because I want to be able to turn the Traverses on. I need to cut one though. Like one Inquisition. Yikes. We have Goyf, but that is it. This hand really needs to draw a land, but if we do, we're doing well. We have Thoughtseize, Thoughtseize, Thoughtseize. We can take their enabler. We've got a Cling. Got Goyf, so let's make it an Overgrown Tomb. Damn it, they have 2 Shriekhorns. That's so stupid. Alright, I'll take one of them. Other Thoughtseize can take Cathartic Reunion at least. They don't have any Dredgers, but I guess that's what the Shriekhorn's for. Land would be great. We do not hit it. Alright, well, we get to take Cathartic Reunion. Alternatively, we could Cling to Dust something. I think I'm just going to take the Cathartic Reunion. What's up, James? Yeah, I mean, everyone makes their silly mistake. That's alright. Let's just take a Reunion, I guess. We're getting our butts beat currently. In round 1, we played Eldrazi Tron. I kept a pretty good hand with 4 spells and 2 lands. I mulliganed once. And we drew 4 cards that game, all of which were land. Game 2, our opponent mulliganed to 4, so that was actually pretty easy. And then game 3, we kept a 4-lander on the draw because our hand was Thoughtseize, Shadow, and then we drew only land. And we're playing 19, so that was kind of frustrating. And then this is happening now, obviously. Could really use a land. Alright, I guess let's see if we can hit it. I mean, I really want to get rid of the Ox is the issue. You know, let's just play a 3-3. Like, they could conflagrate it with everything in their hand. But, like, I need to get my own pressure going at some point. Alright, so they're going to get to Ox here, bring back an Amalgam at least. The good news is we don't know that they have any Dredge cards. So if this is just a discard your hand, draw 3, then we could be okay. Obviously Conflagrate would suck here too, but it can't just sit here. Like, I could cling it, but that's about the only thing I could do about that. This is taking a while, so I'm assuming this is the Ox. I guess, like, leave a Conflagrate, leave a Silver Smoke Ghoul, leave a Prized Amalgam. Leave a land, okay. Alright, Loam. Okay, that we actually didn't know about that. I hit another Loam and an Imp. Okay, now we're just dead, right? They're gonna get 3 Amalgams back. This has been a league so far. They got all these Amalgams coming back at end step that I can't deal with. So I gonna have to pop that now. So I guess the way we win now is we somehow get to Temur Battle Rage them, but we need a red source before that even happens. That's the game. Not gonna lie, this has not been the most fun 2 matches. I mean, Thoughtseize into Goyf is kind of hard to ship. We've got push too if this is a good Fatal Push matchup. Alright, well, our hand's pretty good versus this. think I'm just gonna sack the peatland. Just need to find action. That is not action. That's kind of action. It's an attacker is what it is. Main board verdict, huh? And once again, we're short on Delirium. Don't understand. I don't know if I'm just being really unlucky. I mean, it feels like I'm just being really unlucky. Get a cryptic on top too? Jeez. They can force this if they want. Okay, come on, deck. Now the field is online. Gonna be kind of hard to kill them with Battle Rage through a Force of Negation that we know about. Pretty sure this means they are gonna block, because this takes away their ability to minus on something. Also, they just have effectively infinite zombies anyway. If they target a Supreme Verdict, I'm going to scoop. So, Bant Uro. This is definitely a bad matchup, that I can say. They may need the Battle Rage to push through zombies on Field of the Dead, but if they get Field of the Deading, I don't think I'm winning anyway. They play Path to Exile and stuff like Baby Teferi, so Battle Rage gets a lot worse. Sand's missing a few things, but it's got a Veil. It's missing the green mana for the Veil. We've got to redraw. We've also got the Cling, which is pretty important. Fulminator, not bad. They have a Veil of their own. They also have Soul Guide and a Growth Spiral. Into Verdict. Geez, their hand is nuts. I think I need this Fulminator to be good, which means I can't let them Veil me. Not a green source. I mean, that's something to loop with the Lurrus if we get there. Okay, there's the green. So they can Growth Spiral into Verdict. We can't really Fulminator them now. You know, I don't want to do nothing. So let's just Lurrus. Yeah, we're having similar luck this league, James, to your event yesterday. We've been flooding out a little bit. So they can just Supreme Verdict now. Which means we'll get to Fulminate their field. It's probably too important to just get this Field of the Dead gone. Could have saved it to just attack with, but I don't want them to be able to veil the activation. Alright, well with our luck we'll draw Basic Forest. It's the last thing we can get with the Alright, Thoughtseize isn't bad. They could still have another Veil. Alright, let's cast it. Not gonna not cast it. Just redraws. Alright, well I can actually take the Uro because I have the Spell Bomb. I just get rid of it completely this way. And then we can use what we draw off of the Spell Bomb to inform our decision. Gonna leave Veil of Summer up here. Alright, Bobble, not super exciting. We could Traverse now, but they'll just pop the Lantern. Maybe it's okay to let them do that. Just like make them do it. Because it's going to happen no matter what at some point. The issue is that when they do it, like we're gonna have to get our forest and their field of ruins to strip mine, which can take us off red. Yeah, I mean, bad luck. It doesn't care about if you're new or not, James, right? Alright, well, they're taking us off of red anyway. Alright, I guess let's get our forest. Just another growth spiral on top, okay. Alright, well we drew red land, that's pretty good. I think I'm gonna shock here. I'm gonna want to use this Cling to Dust before the lantern goes off. I think I want to find a threat. I can Thoughtseize first, but then I'm not clinging. Let's just see what we hit. If it's a creature, maybe I Thoughtseize to try to push it through. Alright, well, we could just Brutality, but that kind of does the same thing as the Thoughtseize. Let's just use our Cling this turn, make sure we get our value before the lantern messes with us. Yep. So they're drawing a growth spiral with their growth spiral. Uro. Yep. That one's escaping next turn. We have the Cling though, so we could just Cling it. So pretty happy I left the Cling up then. Pretty lucky the opponent didn't pop their lantern when they should have. Alright, so let's try to leave Delirium. I guess we're pretty likely to add a land soon. Done. Alright, that's 2 Uros dealt with. I guess we'll lead on Thoughtseize, I guess. Although I may want to save the Thoughtseize to pair with the threat the turn I draw one. Alright. Let's just cast the Brutality. The odds they have something I can hit are fairly high. Just everything, jeez. I've got the Veil for the Cryptic. Let's just take the Gust. We can't actually prevent a Aether Gust from targeting a spell because it's not a counter. Yeah, James, this deck is on the annoying side. It seems like a pretty terrible matchup. Which feels bad off of the kind of draws that we had in the last 2 matches. Explosives. I mean, they're likely to fetch away anyway. mean, we get to cling again if they let us. I mean, we untapped with it. I mean, I guess we'll cling again. Now, if they try to Flooded Strand for something, like a Mystic Sanctuary, could be good. Like we could just cling now. They may in response get the Aether Gust, but I think I'm okay with if they try that. I have Kolaghan's Command in the deck, so I probably want to leave creatures in the yard. Actually, I don't have Kolaghan's Command in the deck, so it doesn't really matter. I guess if they have Field of Ruin, I'm going to want to make sure I have red. So let's get a Blood Crypt. Say no. Cast a Cling. We'll target a Gust. And again, if they put it on top with a Flooded Strand, we won't get to... We won't get to draw a card. But they will at least be using this. And they're just not doing it. That's 2 extra cards we've gotten. Alright, so we can play this. It'll just get pathed, though. So we can Thoughtseize and try to clear the way. We know about a few different answers, though. Yeah, this is a pretty annoying matchup for Jund. I have more fun playing against the Teamer version. I feel like that's probably better for us as a matchup. Alright, well that's gonna get veiled. Drew another path? Oh, that's a timely, it's not a path. Alright, well let's take path. It's their best answer by a lot. Land gives us Delirium back. Also fuels the Cling if that comes up. I'm gonna have to play quicker if I want to win a game 3 if we get there. This game's gonna go a few more minutes on my clock for sure. Yep, 3/1/1s. We only have one more land to get. Let's just get one of these tokens out of here. Not the best use of this, I'm aware. But I mean, the only other thing that it's really killing is Uro. We've dealt with 2 of those already. Interesting that they didn't explosives here. Alright, now they finally pop Lantern. Alright, so at least now we can start rebuilding for the Traverse. Ooh, Shadow's a good one. They're gonna have to choose what they want to put the explosives on, 1 or 2. Oh, just drew another path. Well, I guess it's an easier choice now. Brutal. They can get Mystic Sanctuary now to just put stuff on top whenever they want. Gonna need another threat really fast. There's one. Again, though, they could just Mystic Sanctuary to put Path on top. So I'm actually going to need another threat even after this one. They're putting Cryptic on top? Did they already draw another answer to the Goyf? I mean, Cryptic is better for me because of Veil. I mean, as much as I don't like it, that adds land to the yard. Their Cryptic can fog me at some point, but I need to get damage in too. As it stands, I've got 2 more turns where I could attack. Not going to crack this unless I really want to search with Traverse the same turn. Yep, I go to 3. Ashiok. That might be good. Because I can mill myself, maybe turn on Delirium. Alright, so I have to tap like not an idiot here. Like this. My hope is that they go counter tap here. Because tap doesn't target me, which means I get to Veil it. I mean, I get to Veil it either way. They just let it happen. Okay. Let's try to go to combat. So if I attack, that means I'm kind of... Well, I'm still not dead, so I get to attack next turn too. I'll have 2 turns to try to turn Delirium on. And again, I know they have Cryptic, but I've got a Veil. Alright, I can mill myself, try to turn on the Delirium. We only have 2 types now. We milled 2 of our better threats as well. Yikes, that was not ideal. Yep. I mean, they've got Cryptic, it should just pass. And I really have to hope I spike Delirium with this Ashiok. Alright, that'll help. Alright, add at least 1 non-artifact type, please. Alright, we just straight hit the Delirium. We can also gain 3 off of a Cling. So we have Veil of Summer. We have 3, 4, 5, 6 mana now. We don't have any more lands to get. We can Traverse with Delirium and still have a Cling up. They may have to Veil this. Let's get a 12-12. Go to combat. I mean, if they let me attack, I'm gonna attack, I think. I can add Artifact to have lethal in combat. So I know about Cryptic and something. And then if they tap draw, what I can do is I can Cling to Dust one of my own creatures, go to 4. I can then fetch... Oh, I don't have fetchables though. They're just letting me attack. I mean, I'm going to go for it, I think. Five. They go like counterbalance here. Alright, well I don't have the other line anymore, so let's just draw the card. So if their only play is Cryptic, I do win. Can't beat another path. Alright, that I can beat. If you have anything else, I lose. Holy crap, we won. Was not expecting that. Well, I tried to make the best of a bad situation. Still don't think I want Kolaghan's Command. I think I'm just going to resubmit. Knowing my opponent has some amount of graveyard hate makes Traverse worse, but their graveyard hate isn't that impactful. I think I'm just going to resubmit. His hand is fine. It's missing the threat, obviously. That's not what we wanted to see. Jesus. This is so stupid. Ugh. Can't catch a break. That's okay. Yep. Uh-huh. Their own Ashiok. Alright, well, I mean, adding instant doesn't add Delirium. If they target us this turn with it, I may want to just go ahead and cast the Veil. They're targeting themselves like a smart person. Yep. Alright, that's even their fourth. They have 3 islands in play, so they can Mystic Sanctuary something back on top. Rough. Alright, so let's just untap. Spellbomb's not bad. Can't search, so let's just play Blood Crypt. Yep. I guess I'll pop this now, because if they want a Mystic Sanctuary something, they won't get to shuffle after their Jace. don't think I can win now, though. I mean, I don't think I could win at all a while ago. This matchup is just horrid. Yeah. Still can't search. Let's play Swamp. Doesn't really matter what we see on top. They're likely to shuffle it. Really hoping they shuffle it. Oh, they don't. All right, let's save the world some time and concede here. So not doing well, but to be fair, I think our first two matches of the league were just completely unwinnable. Just getting absolutely flooded 2 of the first 3 games, and then the second match just getting flooded again. Versus Dredge of all against Dredge of all things to get flooded against. We've been pretty good at die rolls, though. Alright, we got a good one. We can even do our little Bobble Street Wraith trick. Another Bobble. Another Bobble's probably fine. Because that one can be used to inform our decision on Inquisition. Mutavault on top. Alright, so I guess it's Merfolk. Could be 8-rack. It's 8-rack. Alright. Am I doing a few streams? I'm probably just going to be playing one Jund League. I'm really wanting to draft some double masters, so I think I'm going to do that next. Kind of doesn't matter what I take here. I'll just take an Inquisition. Bye, Tarmogoyf. That wasn't bad. Drawing a threat I can play there was just really big. These wrench mines are likely to start tearing me apart. Delirium activated. Put cards in my graveyard. That one, also that one. I think I just need more threats at this point. Then it kind of sucks, but we're not going to get to cast anything else. Wrench Mine's going to rip the next 2 cards out of the hand. Mutavault, right? So I need like Tarmogoyfs. That's okay, although we don't know that it's going to actually hit anything. If it hits anything, I'll be happy. Castle Lochthwain is the pickup? Jeez. Smush. These don't do anything. Need some threats. Hit. Come on, threats. Battle Rage is actually lethal next turn. That might be good enough. I'll feel really, really bad if they draw a Fatal Push of their own. I guess they can play Dismember too. I actually saw an 8-rack list like 2 days ago playing 3 Fatal Push and 1 Dismember. Shrieking Affliction, yep. Thoughtseize, alright. So we know their hand is Urborg. They're not attacking, so I guess they plan on blocking. I mean, let's Battle Rage, because that means we get 2 Grimflare triggers. Alright, resolve the first one. Alright, well, we definitely have Delirium. We want Shadow. Let's bin this. I mean, I guess we just go Shadow on top, Traverse right after. Put cards on top, Traverse, then Shadow. Hit you again. Kill ya. Eight rack. I don't even know what I want. I guess Kolaghan's Command kills the rack. I guess Veil of Summer is also probably pretty good. I can Fulminator to kill Castle Lochthwain, Urborg, and Mutavault. Don't know how good that's going to be though. Seal of Fire doesn't seem great. The Fatal Pushes don't seem great. The Dismembers seem bad as well. Fatal Push at least kills Mutavault. Maybe I take out another push and add the Fulminator. This seems okay. It's not great. It's possible I want the Brutalities. This is a bad burn spell. They don't kill Mutavault though. I think this is too bad. It just really sucks mulliganing versus this opponent. I mean, we have outs to find our threats. You've got a threat and a redraw. I think against 8-rack I'm inclined to keep. Forest, bad draw. No Veil of Summer to punish ya. They took our redraw, I guess. I guess I should shock at least the first time. Wow, this league has been atrocious on the front of drawing cards. Inquisition not bad, but let's get down a Fulminator. It attacks. Gonna have to kinda pressure the Liliana somehow. Yep. You know what? If we discard Inquisition, that gives us Delirium. We can get 2 threats and play 2 threats. Yeah, let's do that. I guess we can only play 1 threat though. We're gonna have 3 lands in play. Yeah. So no matter what I get, I have to fetch shock here. So I guess let's just get a Tarmogoyf. If it's bigger, shadows will be bigger later. This just dies to Liliana. So does the next thing. I think my only good draw right now is Death Shadow, because then I can Death Shadow if I'm lucky. I mean, as it stands, though, this Cling to Dust is going to hopefully get us back in, but this Castle Lockthwain is likely to bury us, too. Unfortunately, we can't get Lurrus here. I mean, we can, but we don't have any value to get off of it. Maybe I just get Peatland for a redraw, but I need to like somehow get this Liliana weaker. So now I've got a 1-turn window where a creature gets to live. Alright, well I'm just going to die to that now. Could be wrong to go first versus the 8-rack player. But I really want to be on the play with Veil of Summer if I hit it. Alright, well there's the Veil with 2 redraws and a Thoughtseize. Mulliganing is so bad. Because mulliganing is so bad, I think I'm going to keep. I'm really banking on having a land in the top 2. Obviously. Alright, well we hit it immediately, which is a good feeling. I'm just gonna Veil turn 1, I think. Do this again. No second land yet. We were lucky enough to hit our first. Thank you. That was big. Alright, so no Delirium yet. Let's just get Goyf down. And the next turn, I'm going to Thoughtseize, make sure I can't get Liliana'd. Alternatively, I could just play Goyf. Land means I get to do it all. Let's just keep our threats. Alright, now let's just spin a flare. Because like if I don't hit a land here, I think I'm going to want to Goyf. If I hit a land, I can Lurrus, and Lurrus is a way to get some cards. Just more Goyfs. Alright, let's just Goyf, attack, go. So we're somewhat insulated versus Liliana. It would still be bad for us. That's fine. Discard the card we're probably not casting. Alright, so that's if we have 1 or fewer, right? The rack, right, so that's going to make us take 1. Shadow. Alright, so if I attack, put them down to 8, and then let's assume that I'm going to my turn Hellbent. I'll be taking 6, going to 3. So I think we're good here. Alright, the way we lose this game was probably like Bantu's Last Reckoning. That would have been insane. Alright, I will sacrifice a Tarmogoyf. Alright, I think this means we win. Hey, we did it. We won a match. Doing well on die rolls at least. That's a lot of redraws. Let's keep it. We've also got our first land. If we really want to, we can traverse for another one. We've got a way to interact. Alright, so let's do our scry trick. It is a Street Wraith. That is fine. Alright, so let's cast another Bauble so we can scry again on their turn. Yep. Took a traverse? Interesting. We've got a Tarmogoyf on top. Well, we want to draw a land. Not yet. Fourth Bauble before we hit a land. Okay. Man, so like, the luck this stream has just been unreal bad. We can push that. They don't know about either of our pushes, so I guess we got that going for us. Don't know what plays Nurturing Peatland Hierarch. Overgrown Tomb on top, that doesn't really help us. It's possible I want to keep around the second bauble for Revolt. But I mean, I've got a Decay for anything they can play on 3. I really want to draw a land. There we go. Alright, so we even get to Thoughtseize first to clear the way, hopefully. Green Infect, okay. Well, I guess we're just going to take either Plague Stinger or Fatal Push. We've got Fatal Push of our own. We've also got Abrupt Decay. They're Plague Stingering next turn. They can't really defend it. I think I'm just going to take their Fatal Push, so we need a threat of our own. If they play like land, Plague Stinger, and hold Vines up next turn, we can Inquisition, and then in response, or either take their protection and then push their thing, or just take their threat. Alright, so let's take the push. Say yes, and play a 2/2. There's the Stinger. So they're hoping to protect it now, but it won't work. Tomb, not a bad one. I think I should probably use the Abrupt Decay just because it costs more mana. I mean, if they respond with Vines, it's even better for me, because then I can just take their Noble, and I still get to kill their thing. Yeah, this play from the opponent was pretty bad. Now we get everything. I'm just gonna cling now. If I draw a way to damage myself, we reduce the clock by a turn. Well, that actually works. We can traverse for a. We can traverse for just a Street Wraith. I think I want to keep the push up. I don't want to put down the Fatal Push. Getting another Death Shadow would mean that I have to. Like, I could get just a land there too, but I think I want an actual spell. So maybe Peatland is what I would get, but I mean, I like just having a 0 mana way to do something. Sure. Alright, so they're going to be forced to chump block with probably a Dryad Arbor. They can't do this, or else they die. No reason to really play the land, but it's whatever at this point. I think we just win now. Alright, we take it. Plague Engineer should be great. Brutality is going to be fine. We saw that they're playing Thoughtseize, but I don't think that's enough to play Veil of Summer. Kolaghan's Command, on the other hand, might be good. This can kill Ink Moth. We can traverse for it. Don't think we need to be battle raging. I either want things that kill them, or prevent the things that they can use to kill us. Clings aren't going to be super important, I don't think. That's 60. So now the question is, do I want to make room for Kolaghan's Command? I think it's probably better than just a random Grimflare, at least as a one-of. May also be better than the Lurrus as well. Like, the life gain on Lurrus really doesn't mean anything, and also the card advantage doesn't really mean anything either. At least the speed at which it provides the card advantage doesn't matter. This is probably good enough. So obviously hoping to dodge Veil of Summer, as we always are. Let's take a land out of the deck. Get veiled, yep. Alright, well, they're drawing their doohickey. We get to kill it, which is nice. But we're weak to a second threat off the top. If they've got multiples, then it's going to suck. But we can take another one and kill this one. That's going to be rough. Ooh, on the other hand... Alright, let's hope to dodge another one, I guess. And if we do get Veil of Summered again, I think I'm going to want this one to get countered with it as opposed to the Thoughtseize. Let's just take the Stinger. I could just take the Scale Up now. In fact, I think I will. So Plague Stinger is an insect horror. Glistener Elf is an elf. Probably, at least, right? Ooh, Kolaghan's Command is strong. I think I'm just going to hold that up. I don't think I want to Plague Engineer without knowing what their threat's going to be. Oh, what's up, Eric? How you doing? Haven't seen you in a while because of the corona craziness. Yeah, this league's not going too hot. We've had some unreal bad luck in the first two matches. But we're 1-3 now, hoping to rally it. Oh yeah, that's right. Are you what's your school's plan with going back, I guess? what webcam games? Yeah, that's cool. Have you tried out I don't know if you know Jer. Jer showed me a pretty cool program. I forget what it's called. But it's for playing Paper Magic online. You like set up your own webcam and then it'll like display it next to everybody. You can like tell them who your commander is if you're playing Commander, stuff like that. And like it has a built-in AI where like if the image is clear enough, you can like click on any card on the battlefield and it'll like pop up on your screen. Half kids in person and half online at the same time. I mean, that's about half as many students as should be in person, right? Elf. Alright, well, now that I know it's Elf, I'll just name that. Maybe I just want to draw a card to find some of my threats. You've been playing Pauper, Modern, Jumpstart, Limited? Yeah, it sounds like a little fun. Hey, we found the threat. Fetch land? Yeah, if the name of the thing ever pops into my head, I'll let you know. Alright, well that kills the Sanctuary. I guess they could still have a Veil, so I should upkeep it. They're stopping in my draw step? Why? Not super worried about dying this turn. Famous last words, but I do have a push in case it actually happens. Soldier Glyphs went straight to Blue-Red Delver. Yeah, Sanctuary and Archmage Charm are kind of redonkulous. So I think I'm actually going to not draw step, but I'll just do it end step, because if they do go for a kill, I'm going to want 2 ways to interact, no matter how bad it is for me. Glyphs are like at an all-time low, right? I think they're like $35, $40. Are they going for it? Become Immense. Jeez, that's a big one. Well, I know they have Verdant. So I guess I think I'm just taking this here. Because, like, if I go Abrupt Decay and they have Protection, and then I Fatal Push it, and then they have more Protection, I just lose. But that would be all of their cards. Like, I can take a hit for 7, no problem. So I know one of their cards is just a land. Yeah, I'll take it. Alright, let's kill this Sanctuary. Hope they don't have a Veil. You got your ears at the start of the quarantine. They're playing the 1/1 with Flying and Infect. Alright, and then now, since that's gone, we can go for the push. No fear of dying, because we're not in combat. And if they use protection on it, cool. I'll just Plague Engineer their thing anyway. Sure. Ooh, and now we even get to play a Shadow. That's good. Alright, so I think we're just going to get another Overgrown Tomb here. Although I guess we could get Stomping Ground just so we have second red. We already have triple black. Yeah, let's do that. Let's name Elf, because Glistener Elf is an elf. Not me. I don't think this black version of the deck is any better than the blue version. Could be experimental or just a pet deck type thing, but I don't think I would try to play this deck seriously. Alright, well, we've got Kolaghan's Command for that. Kind of an expensive way to do it, but a way to do it. Land not great. That does actually make our Shadow bigger, which should, in theory, reduce our clock. This has us attacking for 8, and 8 is 16. It's 1 off, but we can use our Kolaghan's Command mode to do 2 to the opponent when we destroy an artifact. Go. So they know they're not dead. They don't think they're dead this turn, so they might not be pressed to go for it. Alright, there's the Verdant we knew about. They can't really crack that, because then they are dead to the on board if I've got anything. I guess we can't beat double protection if one of them is Vines or Blossoming Defense. Because like they need double protection and a way to pump here, right? I mean, I'm not making the first move. I'll let you do it. Might. All right. Well, that would just kill us. So I guess let's go for the counter kill. All right. So 2DU, destroy an artifact. Alright, and if they have it, they have it. Yield. More pump doesn't do it. It's gotta be protection. Holy crap, it worked. Alright, that should be game. You're getting into Grixis Death Shadow and found my YouTube channel when I was looking for content. Somehow I've got to learn how to Thoughtseize people and you're great at it. I appreciate it. Yeah, Thoughtseize, I've cast Thoughtseize at least twice in my lifetime. Well, if they have Dryad Arbor, they're still dead. Yeah, I've been thinking about playing some more Shadow. This Jund version isn't really speaking to me, but to be honest, I've had some pretty F tier luck with it, so that might be a factor. Like I would say you could just watch it later, but it's like it's not the kind of Magic that you would want to watch. Like we kept a 2-lander game 1 off of a mulligan to 6, and we died on turn 5, and the 4 cards that we drew were all land. Oh, I didn't get to see their chat message. And then game 2, pretty similar thing happened, and then the match immediately after, we flooded again, pretty much. It was bad. It was bad. Yeah, we played against Eldrazi Tron round 1. We just did not get there. Alright, so I always do a wrap-up at the end of each league. I honestly don't feel like this league was an accurate representation of what the deck can do. We just had some, like I just mentioned, F-tier luck in terms of drawing cards. I think there were 6 games where we just didn't compete at all because we didn't draw a spell all game except for when it was way too late. We drew like our first spell of the game. So that was kind of the nail in the coffin for half of our matches. There might have been a match that I was able to win for some reason, but I don't think there was. I just honestly don't think this league was a very good representation of anything really. The Traverse package felt fine. Never wished Seal of Fire was a lightning bolt because I only ever drew the Seal of Fire once, and that was turn 1 of play 1 of game 1 of match 1. And don't remember what it did. It killed a Matter Reshaper is what it did. Never got to Temur Battle Rage kill anyone, but again, we didn't really have a single normal game all league. The Decay was actually really good. Maybe I want to play another one of those. The Grimflayer was pretty great. I never traversed for it, but when I drew it naturally, it was phenomenal. The Klings, we only played against a graveyard deck once. Actually, we played against 2 graveyard decks, but one's a devoted graveyard deck. We played against Dredge in round 2, and that wasn't close. We in the first game versus Dredge, we even drew both of our Klings, and it just didn't really matter. Because like they had more than one card that they cared about, because basically their entire deck is stuff that they care about just having in their yard. I mean, I'm not going to sideboard it out versus Dredge, but I'm not going to keep a hand with a Kling in it and feel confident. The sideboard was pretty fine. The Fulminator came up a few times, but it came up in a way where Pillage would have done the same thing. The Plague Engineer was insane. I like how you can play one-ofs in the sideboard because you get to traverse for them. That said, I did find myself not having Delirium, at least twice when I wanted Delirium to search for a creature. But again, like, my draws were insanely strange. Like, I just don't know how else to describe it. Like, I would be on turn 5 and not have Delirium yet. The Decembers were fine, obviously great with the Shadow. Never had the Damping Sphere, so I can't really say much about that. The Spell Bombs were fine. The Kolaghan's commands were pretty great. Getting to play with Veil is obviously nice. Like, if you're playing any kind of deck that is green, Veil is almost a snap include, as long as you're not playing like Cascade spells to hit it, i.e. Bloodbraid. But yeah, I mean, the deck felt smooth where it could. Don't really think that the first 2 matches represented anything, was they were both pretty much non-games. They're both non-matches. We just never ever had a shot. Like, I don't think the way we drew, if we put any deck in our hands, we would have won. We were even playing 19 lands, which makes it slightly more tilting, but is what it is. And then, like, in the games where the matches where we were actually able to compete, which would be the last 3, we did pretty well for ourselves. We lost to Bant, Uro, Teferi Tribal with Field of the Dead, and we actually had a pretty competitive match. But in the end, Field of the Dead was a lot, Teferi was a lot, and we just couldn't outvalue them. They play Path to Exile, they play Snapcaster and Path to Exile, they play Field of the Dead, so if we can't kill them for like turn 5, they get to Growth Spiral into it, and we can't win through that. Question in the chat is, people are playing Cling because they're aggro decks and Incidental Grave Hate? Yeah, pretty much. And the fail rate on it is 1 mana instant speed draw card. So I mean, it can only be so bad. But then when it's good, it's pretty great, except unless you're playing against Dredge, because they just like have way too much to care about. But if you're playing against like Bants, for example, and they have an Uro where you would otherwise lose to that Uro, not losing to that Uro is pretty good, right? We've also had a few instances playing it in regular Juns where late game it just netted us 2 cards. Where like I don't really count the first card as drawing a card. I mean, yes, so we've netted 3. No, it's net. We've netted 2, so we've drawn 3, but one copy was the original. So yeah, we've netted a few cards off of it, which has been nice. So it's nice. It's a nice little advantage engine there too, as long as you can fill the graveyard to power it out. But yeah. I've liked the Clings. Not sure I like them in this deck, just because we try to use our mana so much more efficiently in the early turns, but it's still just a fine redraw, like I said. Yeah, I think that's about going to wrap it up for this summary. Again, not much to say because this was just so abnormal. But yeah, if you like content like this and you want to see some more, I've got a whole bunch of it already uploaded on my YouTube channel. If you're watching this currently on Twitch, you can find the link to my YouTube in my profile, and if you're watching this on Twitch and you want to find my YouTube, wait, I said that already. If you're watching this on YouTube and you want to find my Twitch, you can find the link to the Twitch in the description of the video that you're currently watching. So with that said, hope to see you soon and have a good one.